The ghost of the smartphone market. Think back to 2014. If you wanted a phone that could last 3 days on a single charge, then no doubt, your best buy will definitely be a Gionee phone. If you wanted the slimmest phone in the world to show off to your friends, you definitely would have bought a Gionee phone. In fact, I still remember how a friend of mine used to be the sole user of one of the best Gionne phone within my area. Then he was seen as one of the big guys around just because he was using one of the top phoners at the time. Truth be told, during that period, they were untouchable. They were the 6th largest mobile brand in the world. Remember when Gionee held the record for the world's slimmest phone? The Gionee Alife S5.1 was a Guinness World Record holder for slimmest phone with 5.1 mm. Do you remember when their batteries lasted for 2 to 4 days? This is the story of how this giant went from global leader to bankruptcy. They were made in China even before that phrase became a symbol of high-end tech. But today, their booths at every tech shows are empty. Their service centers are closed. The story of Gionee isn't just a story of a business failing to keep up with the innovation of the time. It's a story of corporate greed, massive ego, and a billion-yuan bet that went horribly wrong. The company was founded in 2002 by Liu Lirong. The Gionee brand was a pioneer even before Xiaomi, Vivo, and Huawei became household names. Gionee was establishing the Shenzhen speed. And by 2012, they held nearly 5% of the Chinese market. But China wasn't enough. They looked toward the emerging markets in India, Nigeria, Vietnam, and Thailand. In India, they weren't just a brand, they were a phenomenon. They signed Bollywood stars like Alia Bhatt and cricketers like Virat Kohli. They weren't just selling hardware, they were selling a lifestyle. The Alife S series focused on design, while the Marathon M series solved the biggest problem of the decade, which is battery life. When the Marathon M5 was launched with a massive 6020 mAh battery, the world took notice. But behind the glossy advertisements and success of the brand, the ground was already shifting, and by 2016, the golden age of Gionee began to dim. Why? Huawei, Oppo, and Vivo began spending billions on R&D. While Gionee was rebranding existing designs, their competitors were inventing the future. As at then, the Xiaomi's online-only model cut costs, making Gionee's heavy investment in physical retail stores look like an expensive relic of the past. Gionee was spending nearly $1.4 billion over 3 years on marketing and celebrity endorsements. They were shouting louder than anyone else, but the product quality started to slip. In late 2017, the rumors started. Suppliers in China claimed Gionee hadn't paid them in months, and lawsuits were piling up. But the real bombshell dropped in November 2018. Reports had it that the chairman and founder, Liu Lirong, had a gambling problem. It wasn't just a weekend trip to Las Vegas. It was reported that Liu had lost over 10 billion yuan, that is $1.4 billion, at a casino in Saipan. Later, in a stunningly candid interview, Liu admitted to gambling but corrected the figure. He claimed he only lost about 1 billion yuan, which is $144 million. He admitted to borrowing company funds to cover those debts. The company was already bleeding cash, losing nearly $15 million a month, and the chairman had just gambled away the remaining emergency reserves. On December 10, 2018, the Shenzhen court accepted Gionee's application for bankruptcy liquidation. They owed 20 billion yuan to over 600 creditors. The Indian division, once the crown jewel, was sold off to the Gionee Group, the owners of Carbon. Today, you might still see Gionee phones on sites like Flipkart or in some African markets, but they aren't the same. They are mostly rebadged budget phones using the Gionee name under license. The original innovator, the company that pushed the boundaries of battery and design, is effectively dead. Gionee's fall is nothing but a cautionary tale. It tells us that no matter how big your marketing budget is, or how many celebrities you hire to promote your product, you cannot survive if the leadership is bad and loses its way. Gionee didn't just run out of customers, no, very far from that, they actually ran out of integrity. In the cutthroat world of technology, you're only as good as your next innovation and your chairman's last bet. This was how the giant of smartphone disappeared into the tiny air. If you find this video educational and insightful, kindly like, share, subscribe and turn on the bell notifications for more awesome videos.